When you go to a rock show and you see that lead guitarist shredding on that stage, right behind them is usually a stack of Marshall amps. Well, now Marshall is bringing that same level of stage excellence to you with their new line of headphones and speakers. The Acton 2 may be compact, but it packs a big sound. With Bluetooth 5.0 technology, you can play your music in glorious stereo sound with no wires required, with great wireless sound in a range up to 30 feet. With classic Marshall details such as a textured vinyl covering, salt and pepper fret, and the iconic script logo on the speaker's strong wooden frame. With a loud heritage of 50 years, you'll want to proudly display this speaker in any room. I'm literally gonna put it in my kitchen or my living room. I'm actually gonna get another one for both. Adjust the volume, treble, and bass with the brass knobs on top, or you can use the Marshall Bluetooth app with built-in equalizer in case you're out of reach. Get your own Marshall Bluetooth speaker today at marshallheadphones.com. Use code JJ15 for 15% off any Bluetooth speaker at marshallheadphones.com. That's JJ15 at marshallheadphones.com. Thanks, Marshall. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my podcast, What They Don't Tell You on PodcastOne. Today's guest, I'm so excited to be chatting with and sitting down today, my longtime friend, mega influencer, singer, what else? Like everything.
Yeah,
like,
honestly,
what can't you do? What can't you do? This is Danielle Cohn, Dani Cohn.
Hi.
We've been friends for so long.
We have been friends for a while, yeah.
And I feel like every time we see each other, which isn't that often anymore, but it's just like we got right back where we left off.
Yeah, it's like that friend that you like don't see all the time, but you know, like when you see them, you're just like, oh, like okay, it's like always the same.
Like a little cute catch up. You're like, oh, this is the update, this is the update, this is the update,
Yeah.
and then we see each other in
Basically,
a year.
yeah.
Oh my gosh! So we've, like I said, known each other for so long. Do you even remember when we first met?
I think it like was probably something to do with like Musically.
Yeah.
Cause that was like kind of how I met everyone. It was like at the like little Musically events.
I was gonna say probably an event.
Yeah.
I can't really remember, but I just remember you. Oh my god, you looked so much different.
I know. I used to like put blonde highlights in my hair. I was like totally different. So.
Yeah. Oh my god. Wait. You were like blonde and like I don't even know. I just have this one image in my mind, this one video. I mean, even like the Harvard one with the shirt. That was like what, a year and a half ago now?
Yeah, I think it was like because last year kind of like or not last year, but like 2 years ago was kind of like the big thing. So yeah, it's been like 2 years since that.
So you blew up. How did you really like start to get a following on Musically back in the day?
Honestly, people ask me this all the time, and I don't know, because I don't really know, like, what I did that made people follow me, because on Musically, I kind of just would post, like, videos of me, like, lip-singing to songs.
So just...
Yeah, and then
consistency, I guess.
Yeah, over the years, like, there was things that kind of, like, made me go viral, like the Harvard dance or, like, Marilyn Monroe or things like that made me go viral.
We have got to talk about Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
I feel like we both had one of those, like, songs. Like, I had Banji, and then you had Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, it was an interesting thing. I mean, I'm thankful, you know, it really got my career out there. Honestly. But it was, now I look back and I'm like, what was I doing?
But at the same time, I feel like you go through like how I did with Banji, for instance. I put it out and I thought it was obviously the best thing in the entire world. And I did get a lot of love on it right off the bat. But a lot of people also off the bat were like, this is the most cringy thing ever. So then I feel like when I got a little older, I was like, oh my god, that is the most cringy thing I've ever seen in my life. But like now it slaps. Yeah. Like I feel like I went back in time to being like, okay, wait.
Yeah.
This is great. Do you have that time where you're like, this is so cringy, I can't even watch, and now you're like, you can blast it in the car with your friends and kind of as a joke, but at the same time.
It's more like I perform, you know, at like playlists and things like that, and everyone would always ask me to perform Marilyn Monroe, and I'd be like, no, like, I don't want to perform it. It's, like, so embarrassing. And then, like, the past 2 years, like, I've performed it because it's almost, like, it's, like, a meme to me now. Like, it's funny to me. So I just, like, will perform it, and, like, everyone sings it. So I'm like, okay. But I get what you're saying. Like, at first, it's embarrassing, but then it's kind of just, like, whatever. Like, it already happened. Like, what are you going to do? Yeah.
So then when the whole TikTok like completely took off. I feel like during quarantine, that's when you also had that super viral video. But I feel like you have sadly, I feel like consistently, since you started, almost just always received a lot of hate. And that's what I really wanted to talk to you about today, is because like because I know you and I've known you for so long, you are probably the only person that I know, especially in social media, that literally doesn't get bothered by it at all.
Yeah.
Or especially you used to not get affected by it when when we were super close. But obviously behind closed doors and everyone has those days. But overall, I know that you were always like, well, whatever. Like, people can say whatever they want. I just want to talk about, like, the kind of, like, all the years that you've just been, like, bullied and, like, how you've, how it's, like, affected you and how you've gotten through it and what kind of keeps you motivated.
Yeah. I mean, of course it's, like, hard because, especially for me, because I get hate for, like, everything I do. Like, I can literally, like, do something that there's nothing wrong with and people will still have something to say. And I've just kind of learned over the years, like, I'm just that person that everyone's going to hate on for no reason. And I mean, I've never really cared about it, like, at all. But there's certain things that will bother me, and it's more just the things that, like, are really personal, like, things that people will hate on me for that are really personal, and I'm like, okay, like, that...
Because it hits you.
Yeah, that, like, really hits home when they say things like that, because I'm like, that actually is a true statement that they're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to hear someone talking about something, you know, that's, like, in my personal life that they, like, found out because it was, like, exposed on the internet or, like, someone posted it without my permission, like, things like that.
Ugh.
So those are the really only things that bother me. But then, like, the other things when people are just, like, talking bad about my name or just, like, saying random things about me.
A certain picture or, like, stuff like that is just, like,
that,
over.
I'm just like, all right, like, whatever. I don't really care.
So, speaking about, like, people exposing you, I feel like that's just been, like... like you said, like, people literally come at you.
Yeah, I don't even know why.
I can't, that's, like, when I put myself in your position, I remember a while ago when I was texting you about something, I can't remember the exact scenario or who was doing it, but I just remember you, like, coming to me and being like, Jordyn, like, this is all, like, fake and false and everything. And it's almost like no one seems to believe you on, like, anything that you do. So that's, like, another thing where you get so much hate. And when something is completely false, no one believes you. So, like, how does that affect you when you're just like, what do you need to see? Like, what can I do for you?
And the thing is, too, is, like, a lot of the things that kind of have been going around lately that are, like, about me, I would say, are more about, like, my family members. Like, my mom, you know, a lot of people hate on her and, you know, they say a lot of things about me, just being like, oh, like, your mom forces you, blah, blah, blah. And that kind of, like, all comes out by people who were, like, in my lives and that we had a falling out. Yeah. Like, I'll have, like, a close family friend.
Or an ex.
Yeah, or an ex or, like, a friend, and we'll have a falling out, and then 2 weeks later I see them on Instagram or on YouTube posting a video saying that, like, I'm getting abused or I'm lying to people or I'm this, like, terrible person, and I'm just like, what makes me feel so weird is I'm like, if you're smart enough to, like, look at what's happening, like, you would know that these people obviously had a falling out with me. So they're going to go to social media to, like, to get revenge. I don't know what they want. And they're going to say, everything that everyone else says about me. And all these, like, little kids on social media believe it. And I get it because I'll see some things on social media, like someone exposing someone.
And you're like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and I'll be like, oh, my God, that's crazy. I can't believe that's true. Yeah, so I understand, like, you know, they don't really have a lot of proof for me because I just don't care. Like, I know deep down, like, what goes on in my life. And
exactly.
The only really thing that matters is that I know and the people close to me know, so I really don't care what the internet thinks.
Exactly. I feel like that's... Yeah. A lot of people just aren't, I guess, as strong as you in that aspect where, like... I remember recently a girl who blew up on TikTok during quarantine. I won't say who, but they were in drama, like one thing, you know. And we've been around for so long that we kind of know. We're also just like, okay, it lasts 2 days or like whatever. But when it's your first time in drama or on a TikTok page, you literally think your career is over. Like, for a lot of these new people, they are like, oh my God, I'm canceled. I'm done. I have to protect myself. I have to make a statement. I have to do an apology. I have to do this. I have to cover myself. I have to post proof. I have to subtweet. Like, they do all this stuff. And then it's like, I remember going to a girl recently and I was like, it really, like, you do not need to comment on anything. Like, if it's not true, like, just do not. If it is true, I feel like that's why people kind of, like, get the little claws out. But overall, I'm just like, it lasts a day and a half on social media.
It
then
really
the next
does,
thing
People, they forget. People always kind of preach. They're like, oh, like, if you do this, you're going to be canceled. But people that really do, like, messed up things. And there's a lot of influencers that, like, I can definitely say, like, messed up. But what people don't understand is, like, instead of being like, oh, we're going to cancel them, or, oh, we're going to, like, hate on them for the rest of their career, like, why don't you educate them? You know? Because some people, like, they don't know. And it's hard when you're so in the public eye, like everything you post is on social media, so people are seeing everything. Yeah. And so we'll make a mistake and they'll hold us accountable for our whole life because of it. But you know how many people that hate on us for doing that probably made the same mistakes, but just weren't in the public eye.
And it's like when something, say, a huge celebrity does that they get canceled with, it's like for the next years and years and years, you're always going to have comments about that, too. Yeah,
people are always going to bring it up. You go to, like, events, people are asking about it. You go on, like, an interview, people are asking about it. So it's kind of like people want to hate on it, but they don't really take a step back and look at it from our perspective, I would say. Yeah,
and that's why I feel like it's important for a lot of us who've started social media a long time ago to, like, stick together, because we really know what it's freaking like and how scary it is.
Yeah.
As you guys know, boxing is probably my favorite activity to do just because it's fun and it's not too hard, but at the same time, you get a crazy workout. So I've been obsessed with using my FightCamp. FightCamp brings the boxing and kickboxing gym right to your home with full body workouts that you'll actually look forward to and a freestanding punching bag that can take your hardest hits. FightCamp is made for beginners to experienced boxers who want to fight from home with several different paths that you can follow that teach you the skills along the way, paired with workouts to reinforce your new learnings. It comes with all the gear that you need to box at home, including a freestanding punching bag, boxing gloves, quick hand wraps, and their unique punch tracking sensors that challenge you to hit minimum amount of punches each round and allow you to track your boxing and kickboxing journey. It's also great for kids. Fight Camp is one of the only home workouts that are safe for kids to do because there are no heavy weights, learned from 6 highly qualified trainers, all with real fight experience, ranging from a pro MMA fighter and a mother of 2 to a kickboxing champion. You can pay for your Fight Camp over 24 months for less than the cost of a boxing gym and get it right away. Plus, Fight Camp offers free shipping with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Just go to joinfightcamp.com/Jones to get free shipping on Fight Camp. Go to joinfightcamp.com/Jones. That's JONES. Joinfightcamp.com/Jones. One little secret about the bedding aisle is that while cotton might be the most popular fabric for bed sheets, duvets, and pillowcases, it's also harmful to the planet. That's why I'm excited to introduce you to Ettitude. Made from naturally organic bamboo, Ettitude sheets are made without toxic chemicals and use 500 times less water than cotton. Plus, they're silky soft, they're so comfortable for you and the environment. As soon as I started using these sheets, I've started to honestly sleep better because they're so soft and smooth. It actually is a little cooling and it's more comfortable for me. FYI, cotton uses a lot of water, energy, and chemicals during production. That's why Ettitude uses naturally organic bamboo, the most resource-efficient plant on the planet. Ettitude's sheets reduce moisture and regulate your temperature to keep you cool, I'm telling you guys, and comfortable throughout the night. Try any Ettitude bedding for 30 nights. If you're not completely satisfied, return it for a full refund. Right now, you can get 20% off your order plus free shipping when you visit ettitude.com/Jordyn and enter promo code Jordyn. That's JORDYN. Remember, that's Ettitude as in eco attitude. Order today for free shipping and 20% off your order at ettitude.com/Jordyn, promo code Jordyn. Making content is an essential part of what I do. That's why I love Canva Pro. You can design anything like a pro on any device. Canva Pro is a design platform that lets you create and share content in just a few clicks. You can choose from thousands of templates that are easy to customize. Canva Pro has endless premium fonts, photos, videos, and so much more that add personality and edge to whatever you're designing. Canva Pro helps you stay organized so no more misplaced files when you're working with your creative team. Plus, you and 4 teammates can unlock everything Canva Pro has to offer for just $12.99 a month. With Canva Pro's content planner, you'll save time planning, creating, and posting social media content too. Design like a pro with Canva Pro. Right now, you can get free 45-day extended trial while you use my promo code. Just go to canva.me/Jordyn, that's JORDYN, to get free 45-day extended trial. That's CANVA.me/Jordyn. Well, Danielle, I want to do a little fun TikTok game with you.
Okay.
And basically what's going around right now is like the red flags and green flags. So I want you to list like things that come to your mind. This can just be like, you probably see one of those videos where all the guys are just in the room. So like when you think of something, we'll just like spit it out and we'll both like, even if we like interrupt each other, like whatever, but we'll start with red flags. Like anything that comes to your mind, let's just like spit it out.
Do we go?
Yeah.
Okay. Being disrespectful to your mom or your parents.
Yes. When you use dark mode on your phone and when you use Spotify, not for me.
I don't like Spotify. I am all for Apple Music.
Yes.
What else?
Oh my God, when you, honestly, when you dress too hype beast for me. I don't really like the too hype beast.
I would say like too, like if you're like kind of like with someone and they're like always texting other girls like trying to make you jealous, that's like a total red flag. I would literally like
red flag.
Bye.
Oh my God, when you can't even text back, red flag.
Yeah, and you know they're on their phone too. Like they can be like, "Oh, I was busy, but you were posting on Instagram like 20 minutes ago."
Okay. Got it, dude.
Yeah, you were definitely busy.
I would say like when he goes to like tons of parties for me. I like parties.
Or like when he like, it's like, this sounds weird, but like for me, like a red flag is like when your boyfriend like always, or like a guy you're talking to like always wants to be out somewhere like in public. Like I feel like it's good to like have like like not all the time, but it's good to have like alone time with your like partner, because like you need to like see how they are like alone, you know, to like, you know, like get each other, I feel like. And when they're always like, quality I want to be in public, like, or I want to be at this party or like out, like I feel like that's weird.
That is.
Right?
I feel like I agree with that but that's also, I feel like a guy needs to be really comfortable to do that. So maybe it's like they need to warm up outside before they can warm up inside.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if it's like we've already warmed up to each other and they're doing that, then it's like a red flag.
Yeah, I love being out of the house. So for me, it's almost like I don't want to be hit up to always come over. Like, let's go do something fun. Let's be out.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm like a homebody, and I just like love being alone. So So when I have a boyfriend, I'm like, be alone with me. But like sometimes like I'm with like a person that's social, and I like kind of have to like compromise. So I guess that's like a red flag for me, but not for you. Cause
I guess I think I'm not social, but I guess I am. I guess when I'm alone, I'm in my house, and then when I'm with anyone else, that's like my time to be like doing things. That's why, because I'm always alone.
I would say like because we're like influencers, like when they're always posting with us, that's like a little weird. Like when they always want to post things, like when we're together,
or when they're like, "Oh, let's make a TikTok."
Yes, literally the weirdest thing ever. Like I'm just like, I don't want to film a TikTok right now.
I agree with that. Do you think it's a red flag when someone has too much or too little in like quotes like Instagram followers or TikTok followers?
I mean, I don't really think it's like a red flag how many followers you have, because like I could really care at the least about followers, but I do think sometimes it's tough to be with someone who isn't in the social media or like the public eye, because they don't understand it. And like you'll have to like do certain things, you have to like go to these influencer like parties because like you have to, and they'll be like, well, why can't I come to the party, like, you know, so like things like that. Like it kind of is really hard to date someone without followers,
who doesn't understand it.
Who not even followers, just who doesn't understand it. But I also like wouldn't mind if my like boyfriend or girlfriend didn't have followers. So
yeah, I agree with that. For me, I would say it's almost preferred for me if someone doesn't do social media. But at the same time, it's like it's like, are you gonna understand what I do? Because we have such a free, open schedule, and if you don't do social media, like it's like you do social media or you work all day long.
Yeah,
I feel like.
And I mean, I like, the thing is too is like I want someone who's not like doesn't do what I do. Like I want someone, you know, that lives like a normal life, not a social media life, and I like don't want someone with followers until I'm with someone with followers and we're always fighting all the time because they don't understand what I'm doing, and like I'm upset with them because, you know, like they're doing other stuff. So it's just like it's a hard thing, but like I wish like it could work. Yeah. You know?
Okay. How about we do green flags now? Okay. Let's get some positivity out there. Green flags for me, I feel like when someone's doesn't drink and smoke.
Yeah, especially because like, people think I lie about this, but I've never.
You still are, like, sober?
Yes, I've never drank before. I've never smoked. I've never vaped. So, like, when someone else is like that, or, like, you know, it's okay if they've done it, you know, because everyone kind of, at least everyone I know, like, does it.
It's like a test drive.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, like, if you don't do it, like, that's better for me, because then I don't have to like feel left out, you know. But I mean, also I feel like if they're like good with like babies and like dogs. Like I feel like they're sweet.
It's a green flag for
yeah,
you.
because like when I'm with a guy and they're like, oh, I hate kids, I'm like, what? Like I love them.
A green flag for me again is probably someone who has good style.
Yeah, good styles. Really
and good music taste.
Yeah.
Good hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's room and car is clean.
Yeah, I say that, but my room is like a mess, so.
Well, it could just be for, you know.
For them, yeah.
For them.
I totally forgot what I was going to say.
When they take good Instagram pictures, because there's like this actual science behind it where if they're good at taking your pictures, or they like, that's how they see you. Yeah. And like, it actually, I don't know, I've like, my mom takes the best pictures of me, and then when I heard that like scientific like realization, I was like, oh my god, that's why my mom takes such good pictures of me, because she sees me as something great, I guess. Yeah,
I think too the like when they're not controlling, like when they're not like, oh my god, you can't wear that. Like that's, I feel like people, guys,
when they're secure.
Yeah, guys don't understand like how like attractive it is for us to like for them to be like, oh, wear whatever you want, babe. Like
hype me up.
Yeah, like that's so cute. And then when they're like, don't wear that out, like other guys are gonna see you, but like I'm with you.
Yeah, exactly.
So when they're like family oriented. Yeah, oriented.
So you love when they're just a family man, sweet
yeah,
guy.
I feel like that's so fun to like be able to like go and like hang out with your boyfriend's family and like your family. I feel like that's really good.
I'd say when I like someone who plays video games, actually. A lot of girls say that's a red flag, but for me it's like I would much rather prefer my boyfriend to play video games than go to parties. And number two, I love video games. I would love to play with you, but I also just like to lay down, like if you're playing video games and I could just be on my phone, like that to me is also quality time, when a lot of girls are like, stop playing the video games. For some reason I like that. I think it's cute.
Yeah, I could see that.
Last one for you.
I feel like, oh, this is what I forgot about. Okay, I was gonna say, like, I think it's, like, a really, like, green flag when, like, guys listen to, like, music that isn't, like...
Rap.
Yes! Like I don't want to hear...
I got all these...
Yeah, like, I don't want to hear my boyfriend listening to a song about, like, this guy, like, doing it with some girl and, like, smoking and, like, drinking. Like, I don't want to hear that. I'm like, that's terrible. Like, listen to, like, good music, you know? Like, nothing against people that listen to that, but, like, my boyfriend, like, that's, like, a green flag if they're, like, you know, listening to that.
I totally agree with that. All right. There's two, like, how-to questions I wanted to ask you, because my friend asked me that one of these this morning, and I was like, wait, that's really cool to talk about on the podcast today. Because you have had a lot of relationships. You have had a lot of online relationships. So before I do ask these two questions, what is, like, the one thing that they don't tell you about having an online relationship? And what did you learn from it? Because you've been there.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, the number one thing I learned from, like, even having a relationship put online is trust. Like, you have to know how to trust someone, because when you're online, there's, like, so many people that they're either jealous of the relationship or just, like, they want to gain clout off of it. So they'll start making fake rumors. They'll post, like, these videos. Yep. And that's, like, one of the things that's the worst part, I would say, because people are always trying to start drama with your relationship. Yeah. So if you don't have trust, you're literally you're going to not be able to handle that. And
for a guy who maybe doesn't have a lot of followers or hasn't done it for so long, we can kind of see through it and kind of understand.
But they can't.
Yeah, they can't.
Like, if they saw a video of, like, this, like, Photoshop DM of, like, me, like, cheating on them, they would be like, what the hell is this? And I'd be like, okay, this happens all the time. Like, it's fake. So it's, like, a hard thing.
And then what's one thing that they don't tell? Is that just, like, they don't tell you about having, like, just so much?
I think, I mean, they don't tell you about, like, how people are going to, like, you never know how people are going to react. Like, people really don't want to put the, like, negative parts of the relationship out there, which I get, because, like, I wouldn't want someone to see, like, my fights with my boyfriend, but they don't see how much fighting actually comes from social media, because people are so toxic. And it's like, even like your friends on social media, like, they'll start drama between you guys because they want to, like, get in the clout of it. Like, it's just, there's just so many random things that people on social media don't see. So I just wish people would, like, almost, I don't know, not be like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how to say it. It's like a weird situation.
It's just what they don't tell you.
Yeah.
When you go to a rock show and you see that lead guitarist shredding on that stage, right behind them is usually a stack of Marshall amps. Well, now Marshall is bringing that same level of stage excellence to you with their new line of headphones and speakers. The Acton 2 may be compact, but it packs a big sound. With Bluetooth 5.0 technology, you can play your music in glorious stereo sound with no wires required, with great wireless sound in a range up to 30 feet. With classic Marshall details such as a textured vinyl covering, salt and pepper fret, and the iconic script logo on the speaker's strong wooden frame. With a loud heritage of 50 years, you'll want to proudly display this speaker in any room. I'm literally gonna put it in my kitchen or my living room. I'm actually gonna get another one for both. Adjust the volume, treble, and bass with the brass knobs on top, or you can use the Marshall Bluetooth app with built-in equalizer in case you're out of reach. Get your own Marshall Bluetooth speaker today at marshallheadphones.com. Use code JJ15 for 15% off any Bluetooth speaker at marshallheadphones.com. That's JJ15 at marshallheadphones.com. Thanks, Marshall. This season, make sure to spruce up your wardrobe with Express. Make sure to be on the lookout for some great deals this fall from Express. The sweaters and tops are beyond soft with fresh silhouettes, including off-the-shoulder, turtleneck, and cardi. The body contour is so smooth. It's a great base layer for any outfit with cozy material. The extra super soft denim is a dream. It's cozy from the inside out with a brushed interior. If you value comfort, feeling confident, and a great on-the-go style, then Express has something for you. Again, make sure to be on the lookout for some great deals this fall. Find a fit for every RSVP at Express in-store or online at express.com. All right, for the 2 questions, how to get your ex to text you back or to text you if you say you, like, there's been time and you want them to text you, but you're too stubborn to reach out. So how would you get them to text you?
Honestly, like...
We've probably both been there.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely been there where I've, wanted an ex to text me back. But if I'm being really honest, usually it's, like, me being the one not answering and then, like,
you do suck at texting.
I literally am the worst person ever at texting. But if I was in that, like, position, I feel like the best way to make someone, like, want you or just, like, want to reach out is literally to just make yourself look like you're having, like, the best life ever.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, you just gotta make it look like you have no care about them. Like, that sucks to say, but it's the truth. Like, when guys see, or, like, when your significant other like, your ex-significant other sees you having, like, a great time without them, they're like, oh, my God, I want her back. Like, that's just how people work.
Yeah.
I feel like.
The craziest thing is, like, I had, like, let's just say a situationship in between, and we, like, don't really talk anymore. And this person literally hit me up today.
Really?
Yeah, I hadn't talked in 2 months probably. And I don't know what I did, but, like, the first thing is that this person, like, okay, what I think it is like, it's 11/11, and I was, like, manifesting some ish. And yes, this episode is a week pre-recorded. But another thing is, what's weird is, like, last night, I changed my Twitter header to, if you see this, text me. It says that. And I'm like, okay, wait, weird. Were you stalking my Twitter and you saw that I changed my header? And, like, it was just, like, a weird thing where it's, like, I hadn't heard from this person. It literally on my header says, if you see this, text me. And then I got a text. But, like, overall, how I would say to get your ex or to someone to text you is... honestly, stop being stubborn and reach out. I would say a great little, put the person's name out there, say I miss you, or say, yo, how are you, or a random FaceTime call. I feel like just don't be stubborn if you want someone back in your life. Because if you're thinking about them, in my head, if you can't get someone out of your head, it's because they can't get you out of theirs. So it might be a sign. Yeah, reach out. Definitely. Life is so short. Just... text them, call them, tell someone how you feel. Yeah. But another question is how to get over an ex. Well,
I'm a really, like, I'm, like, a really, like, boring person, which sucks because when you're, like, trying to get over an ex, you, like, want to be, like, going out and, like, hanging out with friends and, like...
Keeping busy.
Yeah, and me over here, I'm, like, already boring, so I'm just, like, at my house alone, and I'm like, oh, but what am I going to do now? But, I mean, I think the best way of it is, like, what I always tell myself is, like, deep down you have to know, like, if it's meant to be, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And, like, I always tell myself, like, that. Even with, like, exes or friends, like, I'm always, like, if we're meant to still be in each other's life, it's going to happen. And, like, it could literally be years from now or tomorrow. And I just kind of think about it that way. Like, I just literally make myself believe, like, if they really want to, they're going to come back. Or if it's going to work out, like,
and
it's going to happen. Yeah. And so that's, like, kind of what I just, like, put in my head, like... And that's, like, really what gets me over. I feel like, I mean, yeah, being busy and, like, going out a lot is, like, a really good way to get your mind off of it. But still, when you, like, go home after being out all day, like, you're still going to be sad about it.
Yeah, it doesn't
help.
It, yeah.
Like, it helps it for that time, but then when you're still alone, you're still going to be crying over that person.
Yeah. For me, I would say mine was completely surrounding myself with other people who make me happy. Because, for instance, my breakup was I lived in Arizona. And so when I had to leave, I really had nowhere to go in LA. And that was, like, the first time where I wasn't even, I was constantly, like, at friends' houses. And, like, I was, like, sleeping over at people's houses.
Yeah.
Like, thank God for my friend Stevie and for Zach and Edwin and Nick, where I spent a month basically living at their houses until I got an apartment in LA because I didn't know if it was really over, so I didn't want to get an apartment and then go back to Arizona at the end of the month break. But after our month break, I was like, okay, yeah, I am happier now. I feel like I need to be back in Los Angeles, and this is where my work is and my family is, and I just felt like I needed to be in LA, and he really wanted to be in Arizona. So, like, it just wasn't a right time for us. So I was just literally with people 24/7. And for me, that helped. And then I went home to Michigan for, like, a week and a half, and that also, like, helped me. But I would say muting their stories and their posts. Like, I know he unfollowed me right away, but, like, I still follow him on everything. I just don't look, and I don't, but when I want to see it, I can see it, and some things do come through, and it's just meant to be, I guess, whenever I see it. But I would just say, like, keeping myself busy and being with people who make me happy. I would say, and yeah, anything, like, if you're going to a substance or anything like that, yeah, all that is temporary too. Kind of like when you're going out to parties, I just wasn't doing any of that. And I just knew not to get into, like, a bad hole. I just knew to be happy. Yeah. So that was for me. All right, Danielle, we have some fan questions. Okay. Before we wrap it up. So the first question is something that you made a YouTube video about, and I don't know if you technically want to speak on it. Totally okay if you don't. Was she actually pregnant, and did she have an abortion? That's the first question.
Yes. It's, like, something I'm pretty open about now because, you know, I kind of had to be because it was another one of the things that had gotten exposed by someone.
Was this a year or 2 years ago now?
It was a year ago that it had gotten exposed, but it had actually happened. It's going to be 2 years since it happened. Okay. But, yeah, I did actually have an abortion. It's a really touchy subject for a lot of people, and it's a true thing. You know, I would never lie about it. And I used to do a lot of pranks on YouTube. Like, I used to really focus on YouTube, and I would do a lot of pranks, like pregnancy pranks, like to my mom, I'm pregnant. And now I look back at it, and I'm like, oh, my God, like, I was really in that situation, and it was the scariest thing in my life. So now when I look back at that, I, like, hate that I made jokes about it. So when people always ask me, they're like, is it a joke? And I'm like, no, like, it's a real thing. And, I mean, I was, like, really scared about coming out with it, but I also think it was probably the best decision I ever made just because now I help so many other girls that have been through it, and even influencers, like...
I watched the video, the whole thing,
I have influencers that I would never say their names or anything, but I have girls with, like, more followers than me, less followers than me, like, that are just influencers, and nobody would ever know that reach out to me, and they're like, hey, like, can you give me some advice? Like, I'm gonna have mine tomorrow. So I don't love that it was exposed the way it was. I wish I would have been able to, like, tell people when I was ready. But I do love being able to, like, help other girls with it.
Yeah.
But
was it a hard decision to make? Because you were really young.
Yeah, it was definitely a hard decision to make. But I'm kind of all for, like, women's rights and, like, you know, it's your body, do what you want. So it was kind of like, it wasn't the first thing that came up on my mind. I was like, oh, like, I'm going to go have an abortion right now. It was more just like, it took, like, a whole week of thinking. Like, I was literally like, I don't know what to do. But I think what made me really know, like, what I wanted was I grew up with really, really toxic parents that had ended up splitting up, like, at a really young age for me. And I was like, I never want my kid to go through what I went through with my parents. So that was kind of, like, what made me be like, okay, like, I'm not ready for, like, a kid right now. And I also, you know, people are always telling me, they're like, oh, well, like, there's adoption. And I'm like, yeah, that's true also, but you need to be mentally ready for that also.
That's a lot to take on.
Yeah, so it was kind of like, that in the moment felt the best for me. And even after, like, you know, it was hard to do it and it was really hard to go through with it. Like, even when I had it being done, I was like, do I really want to do this? Like, should I back out? But now I look back at it and I'm like, that was probably the best decision I ever made. And I think that's such an important thing for, like, girls my age or girls older than me to be able to be like, if I'm not, like, you know, like, if I'm not ready, like, I shouldn't have to go through with this, you know? So.
Whew. Yeah. Well, again, like, thank you for putting your story out there. Like I said, I watched the whole thing, and I know how, I mean, you've always been, like, a role model and an influence in any way, small or big, and I just know that I know how it probably feels for a girl who's going through the same situation as you, and to have that video, that is probably just, like, really special. Yeah. So, like I said, thank you again for putting your story out there and being so open and vulnerable, and I can't imagine what it's like to have your story out there by someone else first. I remember, like, us talking and you were like, and you just did not want to do it, but I bet you're also a little relieved that you did put your story out there then. Yeah. Even if you weren't ready or not, because it kind of would have probably just kept building up on you. Yeah, I mean, it was something I was literally like, I could just let it go. Because that was, like, my first thought. I was like, you know what? Like, this is no one's business. Like, I'm just going to let them, like, just forget about it. Like, they'll forget about it. And then I remember going through my DMs, and I saw this one girl, and she DM'd me, and she was like, I'm so embarrassed about what I did. And if you really did this, like, I would feel so much better about myself because, you know, like, just telling me that, like, thank you for, like, you know, making me feel better about it. And I was like, you know, like, this could really help a lot of other girls that went through this. And that was the main reason why I, like, actually put it out there, even though it was really hard. But now I look back at it and I'm like, okay, like, I helped a lot of people. So, I mean, that's, like, really all that matters. And now girls that are going through it, like, you know, if they're going through it right now, they can look up that video and they can get a lot of advice on it and, like, you know, watch videos where I talk about it. So, I mean, I think it's definitely not a good thing that happened. But in a way, it helped a lot of other people, so I'm okay with it. All right, next question is, how old is she actually, and why does she lie? Okay, well, here's the thing. I stopped talking about my age because I've said it so many times, and people, and I get it, like I was saying. You like, texted me everything. I'm like, I can't with people. I get it, you know, like, people believe what they see on the internet, and, like, you know, there's, you know, even my dad has, like, said some things about it on the internet. I'm just like, okay. So I just tell people, I'm like, honestly, believe what you want to believe. Like, I know my age, my friends, my, like, people that need to know my age know it. And that's, like, that's all that matters. So. Yeah, it's honestly just not even, it's like, why do people even care? Like, literally, why do you care? It's literally an age. I'm just like, why is it such a big deal? I have tattoos, I have piercings, can you please go home? Like, there's so many things, too, that, like, I could not do if I was, like, that young. So I'm just like, okay. Okay. But sit down. Next, why did you choose all those tattoos and piercings? Like, what made you decide what you wanted, I guess? It's crazy because I used to, like, be, like, kind of, like, against tattoos. Like, I was like, I'm never going to put anything on my body. And then I, like, got, like, this, like, little wave on, like, my ribs. And I was like, oh, my God, this is so cute. And I was, like, obsessed. And then I kind of got, like, a little bit of, like, a bigger piece. And then I, like, kind of started looking at it, and I was like, oh, my God, like, this is me. Like, I want to be, like, fully covered in tattoos. Well, I don't want to be fully covered. But, like, I just, like, I love them. I feel like they're, like, art on your body, and, like,
I love all the meanings behind my tattoos. Like, I love making meanings and, like, drawing them together with, like, my tattoo artist. And, like, you know, it's just, like, a really fun thing.
It's not just a random thing. You're putting...
And, I mean, I think it's really cool, too, because a lot of people are scared to get tattoos and piercings because, you know, it's so, like, controversy. Like, not everyone loves it. Some people hate it. Some people are just like, whatever.
And, I feel like back even, like, a year ago, like, you wouldn't even be able to get a job. And, like, now, like, 2021, like, you can look any way and you can get a job.
Yeah. And I really want to, like, preach that because people...
Be who you are.
Even, like, people judge me. Like, I'll be out and, like, people will, like, look at me differently because I have tattoos and I have piercings. And I'm just like, you shouldn't judge someone because they have a tattoo or a piercing. And I feel like that's another reason, too. Like, I just love, like, being who I am, and I feel like tattoos are part of that, and like piercings are part of it, if you couldn't tell.
So how did you like choose, like, say, like, one or two pieces? Like, what's a meaning behind, like, two of them?
Well, I have actually, because we were just talking about that, I actually do have a tattoo for my abortion, which is like a pretty touchy topic, which that's kind of self-explanatory. I do have a tattoo for that, and I think that's like a really important tattoo to me, just because, you know.
Which one is it?
It's on my ribs. It's just like angel wings with like the date. But I also have like tattoos. Like I have a tattoo of Medusa. I have a sleeve right now. It looks totally disgusting and crusty, but it's getting done. And it like Medusa kind of represents women rights because, you know, there's like there's two different stories to it, but both stories kind of really like talk about like woman empowerment, and I love that. So that's like kind of the meaning behind that. And then I have a lot of quotes on me, and I have, like, a dream catcher on me, which is, like, for my grandma who had passed away that, like, had dream catchers all over her house. And then I have, like, the quote that says, like, dreams are my escape because, like, I don't know. I think dreams, like, they mean so much. Like, I see...
Wait, you're a Pisces, right?
Yeah, Pisces. I have a Pisces tattoo, too. My whole back piece is, like, Pisces.
Wait, you have a whole back piece?
Well, it's, like, a little thing. But... Hopefully one day it's
Pisces queen.
I know, we're both Pisces.
That's so cute. I love being a Pisces.
I know, me too.
So the dreams one is like probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Okay, love those. And then I was like, wait, I haven't even seen you since you got your piercings. Which one hurt the most?
Got this recent though, so it's like really new. But I would say the nose piercing I had to get pierced twice because it fell out, and the getting it re-pierced was terrible, like, literally the worst pain ever.
Worse than the first time?
Yeah, so that was, like, the worst one, but the lip one, honestly, I'm, like, really good with pain. Like, I can literally sit through, like, a 7-hour tattoo session, like,
same.
Like, just not even care. So people, they're like, how do you sit through that? Like, is it that painful? And I'm like, it's not painful to me.
No.
I don't know.
I love, like, hurts so good.
And, like, sometimes when I'm getting tattooed, I'll be like, that feels good. Like, that literally feels good to me. Like, I don't know if I'm weird.
Yeah, I'm weird, too. I feel like once you get a tattoo and you get, because, like, probably for your first one, you're freaking out. Same with me. But now tattoos are nothing. They're literally nothing. All right. Next question is, do you keep in contact with any of your exes?
I have, like, I am friends with some of my exes, but not all of them. There's, like, really no bad blood between any of me and my exes, so it's not like we, like, hate each other. That's why we don't keep contact. I just, like, I genuinely don't really talk to them, and I also, like, don't really, like, if they were to, like, text me, I probably wouldn't answer.
Yeah.
So that's, like, probably why we don't talk.
Okay. Next question is, what's the most hurtful thing a boy has ever done to you? You don't even, if you can say one that's not maybe, like, one that you can say, I guess.
I, like, you know, me and this guy are, like, on good terms again, and I don't want to give him any hate. But, I would just say, like, when I really needed this guy, he, like, left me, which I'm sure you can know what I'm talking about.
I do.
And that was kind of, like, the worst pain ever, because it was, like,
that's
not only was I, like, scared for myself and going through so many things, I was alone during it because of, you know.
Obvious reasons.
And so, yeah.
I can just tell that you're, like, how you just said we were on good terms again. I can just tell that that's, like, such a Pisces thing.
Yeah,
because, like,
I
no
mean,
matter how much someone will hurt me,
I will always forgive them.
I will always forgive you.
Yeah.
No matter what you did to me, whether you Like, I don't even know. Like,
yeah, like, I literally forgive people even, like, when I shouldn't forgive them, which is, it's such a Pisces thing.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Last question is, what is your least favorite thing about living in LA?
Well, I'm actually moving because I hate LA so much.
Where are you moving to?
I'm moving to Florida. I just, like, want to be on the beach because I had 2 houses, one in Florida and one here. And I was always at the Florida one, like, never here.
You got jet skis there.
Yeah, so I was like, why don't I just move back completely? And, like, I talked to my whole family about it, and they were like, yeah, like, why not? But, I mean, LA is just, like, I mean, for one, I've said it so many times, I literally stay in my house all day. So nothing's going to change if I move back to Florida.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I've been here for a really long time. I've seen everything. I've done mostly everything. I've accomplished a lot out here.
Yeah.
But it's, like, in this time in my life, it's, like, not where I'm supposed to be. And I feel like it has to do a lot with, like, the people here.
Yeah.
They're a lot. And, like, there's just, every time I go somewhere, there's drama or there's, like, a fight happening, and I'm just like, I don't want to be involved with that. Like, I need to, like, do it for my own, like, mental health and, like, get away from, like,
that's so mature of you.
Yeah, like, all of this toxic things. Like, I just want to get away.
That's good, and I'm glad that your family supports you and everything, but I just feel like, I mean, you can also always come back. Like,
yeah,
it's not that far, but, I mean, it is, but, like, it's not crazy. So I'm glad that we did this interview before you moved.
I know. It's,
and
like, good timing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not moving for, like, a couple months. Like,
okay.
We're fine, but, yeah.
So maybe a part 2 before you leave.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And being so open, so vulnerable, and, like, real. I feel like that's what you're all about, and you definitely brought that today.
Yeah.
And I missed you so much.
I missed you, too.
Congrats
this is
on
like,
everything.
We haven't seen each other in so long.
I know. But thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. Make sure you rate it 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Why am I thinking that that's wrong? And add us to your Spotify playlist, even though, you know, Spotify, red flag.
Yeah, but listen to it for this.
But listen to it. All right, I'll see you guys next Thursday with a new episode. And Thanksgiving. Bye.